everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tammy Doe and I talk about everything Moldavite and my experiences with a lot of Moldavite. And so today's topic, I want to touch base on 3 different areas that they're all connected. Okay, so the first one, let's talk about apocalyptic dreams. Second is glitches in the matrix. Third is parallel realities. So all of those are connected, and I'll walk you through what I managed to piece together and unfold as I'm going through this accelerated path with a lot of Moldavite. So is there an apocalypse? Did something happen, or is something that's about to happen? I think that's a question a lot of people are pondering or wondering. You know, when is Doomsday? When is it going to happen? Should you prep? Should you prepare? Well, you shouldn't have to do anything. When you're in a state of fear, our vibration is lowered. So just think our reality right now is like a TV channel, right? There's multiple channels that's happening, but when we lower our vibration, we are vibrating in this channel of fear. And so, you know, this apocalypse was supposed to happen in 2012. But what happened? All these predictions, all these prophecies are saying 2012, but still nothing happened. And throughout the years, there are several other scares to tell us that, hey, there might be a food shortage, there may be a blackout, a meteorite impact, a pole shift. Is it going to happen? Well, how I came to this realization is I got my first piece of Moldavite in 2018. Thought it was just a piece of rock, like, what can I do, right? What can a little piece of rock do? And at that point, I knew nothing about energy, nothing about crystals. I just came from just left my career as a financial advisor. So this is brand new to me. And so my first piece of Moldavite, I was starting to get very vivid dreams. Dreams of an apocalypse happening. And I start being led down this rabbit hole of all these corruptions, all these bad things that were happening in the world. Like this rabbit hole of that's happening in the higher end, the shadows, the shadow government. And it was to the point where I got consumed in trying to uncover all of this. I got angry. The bottom of it was I got angry why this is even happening, and to the point where I just felt so helpless. It's as much as we want to go out and fight for our rights, right? Even with this abortion thing that's happening, our rights are slowly been taken away. As much as I want to be out there and help and try to do what I can, the more I felt like it was overwhelming. It was something beyond myself. What I'm even capable of doing or helping. And at that point, I remember making YouTube videos talking about Moldavite and also sharing about, you know, all these dreams I have about this apocalypse. And I remember one of my videos, I was talking about the Bible prophecy, and going back and watching that, I could see how much kind of fear, and it was a different person. It was a different Tammy 4 years ago. And so those dreams are very potent in the beginning. And many of you who are going through getting your first piece of Moldavite, you may have those vivid dreams of an apocalypse. Something is happening, okay? So if you're having it, it's normal. Don't freak out. I believe there's something to it, okay? So 2, touch base on the aspect of glitches in the matrix. Now, I first learned about these glitches from Robert Simmons' book, Moldavite, the Stone of Transformation. So those who are new to the Moldavite world, this probably maybe your first book to look into, trying to uncover what the heck is happening, what the heck is going on. And so in the book, one of the, Robert Simmons was talking about things disappearing and reappearing, especially Moldavites. And when I first read it, I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. But already weird stuff's already happening with Moldavite. I'm getting all these dreams. I'm not acting like myself. Something is happening. Something is activated. I don't know what it was. And so when he starts saying that, when a stone is too powerful, or you need a break from it, or you're not ready for all the energy, it's gonna disappear. So the Moldavite beings came and take it, and then when you're ready for it again, it's going to reappear. So with that being said, I was like, all right, well, if it happens, it happens, until it happened. Though it wasn't the Moldavite that I've lost, it's more of like other crystals. I remember buying this big piece of crystal, like a Super 7 stone. It was like $80, this massive piece. Within a few days, can't find it anywhere. Even till now, I don't even know where it is. So that's one, like things disappearing or reappearing. Or you could put something somewhere and can't find it. Then later you came back, exact same spot, it reappeared. So I started noting this pattern. It didn't only just happen with me. It started happening with the people or the students that I started coaching. And so we start jotting the notes, right? Everything I'm talking about is something that I've experienced for myself. And so glitches in the matrix. And so that's one thing to look out for when you're first starting with Moldavite. Again, Moldavite is vibrating at a different channel, a different frequency, a different vibration. It's a vibration of the new earth. Love. It's very high frequency. And it's, if you're related to Feng Shui, this is the energy from the heavens, right? The outer space. So here you have a disruption in the energy field. One, you have a Moldavite that's vibrating at the heaven space. Two, your low vibration of fear, apocalypse, what is happening here, down on earth. And then the more you start working with it, it's like I often talk to my friends who has worked with Moldavite, and I checked in when they can't find their Moldavite. I asked them to tune in. Is the Moldavite still in this reality? And they checked in with their guides, and they're like, nope. All right, that's it. And when they're ready, the Moldavites would reappear. So that's something I personally experienced for myself and those around me. Okay, so that brings us to the third topic today: parallel realities. Now, this has started to come up quite a bit for me this last couple of weeks. Before, I wasn't able to piece the pieces together until now. I got more clarity with it. So recently, I've been getting these apocalyptic dreams again, and through visions. And it's been interesting because when I tune in, I don't feel like there's going to be an apocalypse happening, at least in my reality here. And so when I meditate and I communicate with my guides, what keeps coming up is parallel realities. And how it keeps showing up even more is, if you followed the previous episode, I was interviewing my friend Candace, who's a Feng Shui practitioner. She just connected her Moldavite this weekend, and she was sharing about glitches in her reality already 2-3 days in, and how her husband saw her at the window and came in the house and it wasn't her. She was on the phone doing something else. And little things like remote disappearing and reappearing. Now, another one that was shared with me within a day apart was my Reiki friend, a Reiki practitioner. She's very tuned in. Like, we've done a lot of training on ourselves, and we're very clear and solid when we communicate to our higher self and our spirit guides. And when we were having this conversation, and she just had the urge to share with me one of her very vivid dreams that when she woke up, it felt like she was there. And so in this dream, she was woken up in her sleep, and outside her window was a male figure holding a gun. And she can see him walk past the window at night. her son was in the other room. He's about 3 or 4 years old, and so she just laid in the bed paralyzed. So the gunman went to the apartment complex next door and started shooting the other women in the apartment next door. So 4 women came out trying to escape, trying to go down it was an upper apartment, so they're trying to escape. And she just remembered very vividly, like she was there. And a lot of what she shared, like I trust her because she's a Reiki practitioner, so they're very, very tuned in with energy. And she said she felt like there was this someone behind her tapping her back, and then she woke up and she was in her room again. But that dream happened a couple weeks ago. It happened so vividly that she just had the urge to share with me that day. And so when I tune in and I started asking the questions, I ask, is this something in a parallel reality? And her guides were like, yes. And I asked, is there a cord that needs to be cut? Her guides were saying yes. Is this something that you could do on your own? Her guides are like, no. Is this something you need Tammy's assistant with? Her guides said yes. So this is when I start realizing how important cord cutting was, right? We think about cutting cords with people in this reality, which that is a part of it too. And there's also cord in past lives, which is part of the healing and training too, right? But there's another aspect with parallel realities. So how she is connected to this other reality is through different people in that reality at a different phase in her life. So depending on, as we recalibrate, as we raise our frequency, it's very important for us to cut the cords, disconnect the energy, so that we can recalibrate to a higher frequency. Because we're an average of all the energies we accumulated throughout the years. Not only through the years, but through past lives, other lifetimes. And until we can learn the lesson, karmic contracts, vows, we start releasing these cords, that's when we're going to start recalibrating to a higher frequency, a higher average of the new frequency. We're shifting it to another channel. And so that's when I knew it's like, all right, let's do a cord cutting session, let's release. And we managed to pinpoint who she was connected to that was bringing her back to that reality. So same thing, I'm going to tie it back with Candace, the story I shared prior to this, right? The Feng Shui practitioner. When her husband came through and saw her at the window, it seems like she was there, but she wasn't. So she was glitching between 2 different realities. And so these realities may show up in dreams. You may have a very vivid dreams that you wake up and like, I was there. I felt like I was there. It seems so real. It could be another reality. It could be another plane of existence, right? A different frequency that you are vibrating at. Some of these even be connected with past lives. So if someone or something keeps showing up in a past life, it could be a message for you to work through in your waking state, right? So this is just an overview of parallel realities. The best way that I could piece it together to describe it to you here. And so back to the apocalyptic dreams. When I was getting those dreams, those visions, it was visions from the other Tammy, the old vibration of Tammy. But what is an apocalypse? A doomsday? What's the end goal? Death. If an apocalypse did happen, then we're going to get wiped out, right? So what Moldavite teaches us is to really face our fears. What it leads to is the fear of death. As you're working on Moldavite, all your shadows are going to come up to the surface for us to heal, cut cords, release. Death, I feel like it's the final lesson. Not a lot of people share what happens beyond the grave, beyond death. But what is it? Death is the part where we have to learn to detach from everything and everyone. Material desires, gotta let it go, can't come with you. Apocalypse happened, you're done. None of it matters except love. Love transcends to other lifetimes. Love transcends everything. And the love needs to be unconditional. A lot of us tend to be conditional with our love. We give items, we give gifts, we give our time and energy to someone else, which is our love transferred into the gifts, because we use our energy to work, to make money, to put in the gifts, or our time is money. And when we give it to someone and it's not reciprocated, and something here is triggered, that tells you that your love is conditional. Does that make sense? We say we love someone, but we hold on, we hang on to them through our items, to our gifts, for these different resentments, because it's not returned. Or we're trying to keep someone by outpour of gifts, by outpour of time and energy into someone, and when there's condition and expectation with it, there's a cord. If you can truly stand in a space of unconditional love, it wouldn't bother you. If you truly love someone and you give them something, let it go. If you truly love someone, you want to do something for them, do it. Don't hold them against anything. Even when fights or arguments come up, I did this for you, I did that for you, that's conditional. So love is the only thing that transcends time and space. And the moral and the lesson of the apocalypse, they say when we die, we wake up into another lifetime, another reality. If an apocalypse did happen, then it's death. It's game over. It's end of a lifetime. So perhaps the apocalypse is death itself. And the lesson within death is to truly follow our dreams, right? Those who are afraid of death are afraid to let go, are living in regret, resentment of something that they're not able to do in this lifetime because they didn't follow their dreams, they didn't follow their path, they didn't do what they really loved and wanted to do. But for those who are truly aligned with their purpose and their path, death is nothing for them to fear. Because they know at any point in time, if they were to die, for me, I know I did my best, I followed my path, I did what I needed to do. I know my contribution here. I'm okay with checking out anytime. And my love is unconditional. Because when you realize that when we're conditional with material items, with our love, with anything that we put out into the world, there's a cord. And how you disconnect from that old reality is to be unconditional. If we're looking to shift into this higher space, higher channel, different channel, we gotta disconnect the cords. We gotta learn to detach from everyone and everything. And to love unconditionally, to give unconditionally. And that's how you truly get into alignment with yourself, your purpose, and your path. And that means nothing can tie you down. Nothing can be held against you. Can you imagine, say, all this corruption is going on? If they were to target someone or try to hold something against someone, and that person's not afraid of death or not afraid of anything, they don't have a grip on you. Right? So that is my message here for everyone here today. when we're talking about apocalyptic dreams, glitching, parallel realities. Take a look. What is there that still needs to be cut? What cords need to be cut within your reality? Who you need to disconnect with? What you need to detach? What energies, what things, what items are you holding against someone else? Are you being conditional with? That's the first place to look. Learn and become aware of where these cords are, and work on detaching these cords, releasing it, offloading. The more you release, the more you can feel lighter, the more you can ascend to a higher frequency and shift into a different channel. But that is all the message I have for everyone here today. I hope it makes sense. I hope I was able to simplify it for you to really get the message. And so with that being said, I also started a podcast, The Light Goddesses, or the Moldavite Experience, on Spotify. So support the channel, go check it out if you want to hear this on audio. And other than that, I am getting ready for the activation here of another set of Moldavite in Space City, Houston. So if you feel called for pre-sales, tune into your higher self, your guides, if one is meant for you. I am a conduit to bring that into the world, and for those who are being called to it, they'll come. Okay, so I want you to stand in that kind of way of looking at life as well. We clear ourselves as a conduit, we become a clear channel, we pick up the signal, we answer the call, and whoever shows up will show up. There's no attachment. All right, that's all I have for everyone here today. Sending everyone lots of love, and I will see you for the next episode. Temidu.